It's important to recognize that economic development is a team sport. Any of us could not do all the things that need to be done by ourselves. When we look at the opportunities, as you say, that we have in economic development, there are a lot of them. One is making sure that we have a workforce that is ready for these incredible companies that want to move to Alabama. We work with local economic developers and organizations like Prosper every day to say, hey, this company has asked us how we can fulfill their workforce needs. And either we can currently, or we have really great answers in AIDT and the Alabama Community College system and various other workforce programs that are making sure that we have that ready workforce. That's not a challenge that's unique to Alabama. Everybody is dealing with that, but we've got some really great solutions in the pipeline to help us be more competitive.
Hello, I'm Angela Abdul-Rashid, your host for the Prosper Connector podcast. This is a place where information is shared, connections are made, and great Birmingham stories are told by great Birmingham people. Hello, I'm Angela Abdul-Rashid. Welcome to the Prosper Connector podcast. Today, we have an amazing guest with us, Miller Girvin, who is the president of EDPA. You're going to tell us all about the Economic Development Partnership of Alabama. Whew, that's a mouthful.
Easier to just say
yes,
EDPA.
I know. I love EDPA. But before we get started, Miller, I have to ask the most important question you will be asked today. When thinking about Birmingham, what food comes to mind and why?
Thank you, Angela. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here, and I appreciate being asked to be on the podcast. So when I think about Birmingham, of course, a lot of things come to mind, and I am very much a foodie. So I'll keep it simple, but I would say cornbread.
Oh.
So I don't know if anybody has mentioned that before.
One person has.
Oh,
I would
they
love
have.
to hear your take.
Okay, so my take is it is a combination of a small number of ingredients, but when it comes together, it is magical. And of course, we have our moniker of the Magic City, but it was the sort of coming together of key ingredients that made that magic. And everybody has their take on what cornbread is and how they make it, or a family recipe. But it's a staple in Southernness, and you want more, you want to keep coming back, but it's also something that can be elevated at some level, and we find it in all of our nicest restaurants as well as our Southern home cooking. It is sort of ubiquitous across Southern cuisine, and we hope that Birmingham can be the same.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Totally different than the other cornbread
Really?
explanation.
Okay.
So I love, but both of you have eloquently described our city, described Birmingham. So as I mentioned, you are now at the helm of EDPA. I'm going to let you give the full name.
Sure.
But for those who are unfamiliar with the amazing impact that you all have, not just here in Birmingham, but across the state, tell us a little bit more about EDPA.
Sure. So EDPA, as you mentioned, stands for the Economic Development Partnership of Alabama. And yes, I am really honored to have assumed the position of president just less than 2 months ago on January 1st, 2025, from the wonderful Greg Barker, who spent 4.5 years doing just incredible work. So I was really honored to be able to learn from him, receive his mentorship, and then take over as president just recently. But so EDPA is a private, statewide nonprofit that is really supporting the interests of the business community in economic development. So our goals are to make Alabama a place, of course, that great businesses thrive here, that talented individuals can find careers here, and of course, that innovators can innovate here. So happy to go into as little or as much detail as you want.
I'm going to ask you more because we want to know more about it.
Sure.
But one of the things, and you mentioned it's just been a few months since you assumed the role, and I know that you've been there quite a while, so you're not new to EDPA.
Correct.
Let's talk about the future, and then I want to back up and talk about some of the things that are going on now.
Okay.
So from your seat now, what's next? What's in store for your team and for the state regarding the work that you all are doing around economic development?
So I would say that 2025 is really a year of action for us. So 2024 saw the development of a new economic development strategic plan from the Department of Commerce, and that was delivered to the governor in October of 24. And so now for us moving forward is we got to put that plan into action. And we are really excited. Our Business Intelligence Center has been up and running for a couple years, but it has really hit its stride and is providing incredible value for those that are in the business attraction space, as well as local economic developers. That plan that I mentioned, Catalyst, which is the statewide economic development plan, really honed in on a whole host of industries where the state has real value. And what 2025 will bring is a focus on 4 specific industry verticals. And those are forestry, mobility, defense, and life science. And so if you look at the state, there's a lot of overlap between those industries and where our traditional value proposition has been.
Absolutely. That's who we are.
Right.
Yeah, that represents us as a state.
So really sort of stem to stern, like it's across the state. You can look at all the areas and find at least one of those that would be a great fit for that region of the state.
I love it. I'm excited about action in 2025.
Action.
So I know this work is not easy. Prosper has been a proud partner to walk alongside you all, and thank you for your guidance and leadership in the work that you're doing. But let's talk about some of the opportunities. I was going to call them obstacles. I'm going to call them opportunities that we have in this ecosystem, in this space. And from your vantage point, what can we do together to overcome them?
Well, I think, it's important to recognize that economic development is a team sport. Any of us could not do all the things that need to be done by ourselves. So when we look at the opportunities, as you say, that we have in economic development, there are a lot of them. One is making sure that we have a workforce that is ready for these incredible companies that want to move to Alabama. We work with local economic developers and organizations like Prosper every day to say, hey, this company has asked us how we can fulfill their workforce needs. And either we can currently, or we have really great answers in AIDT and the Alabama Community College system and various other workforce programs that are making sure that we have that ready workforce. But that's not a challenge that's unique to Alabama. Everybody is dealing with that, but we've got some really great solutions in the pipeline to help us be more competitive.
Part of that action.
Exactly.
I love it.
So another thing that I would mention is, a lot of my work has been with the innovators in the state. Access to capital is something that we continue to see a need for in Alabama. There has been a lot of incredible movement. Innovate Alabama has done a lot for that. You all have had grant programs and programs that have gotten set up to help business owners access capital. That is something that we need to continue working on. But again, a lot of steps in the right direction, but something that we should certainly continue.
Great. So when you think about the continuation of that journey and the continuation of the collaborative efforts that we all play a piece in this puzzle or have a piece in this puzzle, thinking forward, what does success look like for us as a city and a state regarding economic development? If you were to say, job well done, Miller, we can retire.
Well, I'm 2 months in.
Well,
so.
It can happen.
Oh, it can happen.
What does it look like for our state?
Yeah, I think for all of us, I mean, there's some level that equitable economic development takes a lot of different forms. I know that's something that Prosper has been particularly focused on, and we look at it from a statewide perspective. So, do people in rural areas have the same access to a quality life, and do businesses that are doing business in those areas have the same sort of ability to prosper as they would in one of the larger cities? So that's something that we are working with various local economic developers to make sure. I mean, there's a program at the state level called SEEDS. It is Site Evaluation and Economic Development Strategies. It's an acronym. We love acronyms.
Don't we?
But that's an opportunity to get more sites sort of shovel ready for companies to come. So a lot of those are in rural areas. So that's one piece that I would say we can continue to drive some equitable economic development there. Of course, again, the access to capital piece is something that the more we can unlock capital for our small businesses, that's what drives economies. Small businesses, innovators, that everything from retail and coffee shops to when we look at outdoor rec, you got to have outfitters. And I mean, across the board, small businesses are the heartbeat of our economy. So how do we make sure that they have access? And then again, that talent piece, if we can continue the work that's being done, in an ideal world, we have much higher labor force participation rates. We have an educated workforce that is ready to go when we recruit a company here or when innovators start and grow these fantastic companies. So, across the board, there's a lot of opportunity, but it's also continuing the great work that's being done.
And I, as we get ready to close, am grateful for the work that you all do. I've seen you all bring people together. I've seen you execute. I've seen businesses come here, which is amazing, especially from our role, just by the work that you and your team are doing. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
But thank you also for thinking through. Prosper's role is for Birmingham and Jefferson County, but for thinking through toward the state of Alabama and how we can collectively as a state become better. And part of that is because of the work that you all do. Are there any closing thoughts or words that you'd like to share about the impact of what you all have done at EDPA or what you hope to do, or just something in general regarding us doing this very necessary work for the state of Alabama?
Sure. Well, I mean, when I think about economic development and statewide versus Birmingham or Mobile or Huntsville, certainly the rising tide floats all boats moniker comes to mind. And what's good for Alabama is good for Birmingham and all of our other communities. So, I mean, the only thing I want to go back to what we said earlier. This is not an individual effort. This is a team sport, and we are all partners. So when I look around the state and I think about, I'm sitting here as the president of EDPA, and we have a great team and we have a great support base, but we would not be able to do the work that we do without, whether it's our funding partners, but also our partners at Commerce, at the Department of Commerce at the state level, or Innovate Alabama, or, of course, all the local developers that are doing the great work that they do every single day. It doesn't happen without all of those pieces. And one thing that I would say, sort of looking ahead, is there is now this new public-private partnership, the Alabama Growth Alliance, and the analogy has been used that all of those entities are now in the boat rowing in the same direction, in the same boat. They were all sort of rowing in the same direction. Now we're all together in the boat.
I just got chills when you said that. We're going somewhere, Miller. Yes, together.
So we are. Yeah. We're together, and I really feel incredibly optimistic about where things are going with the state of Alabama and economic development and just the quality of life and company and organization that we have in the state. So thank you for the
Oh.
role that y'all play in that.
Thank you all.
But it's fun.
Yeah, it is. And thank you. I was thinking as you were speaking, as I got chills in my arm, the EDPA, the P-PART partnership, you all
Yes.
truly are the epitome of that. And so we're grateful from Prosper's perspective. I know the community and the state are as well. And thank you for your few months of leadership. We're excited.
Thank you. Hopefully it'll be many more.
It will be lots more. Miller, we have work to do. You
Well,
just said
thank
that.
you. That we do.
But thank you for leading the charge and doing your part with EDPA and the amazing team that you have there.
Well, thank you.
And thank you for
Angela.
joining us.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm Angela Abdur-Rashid. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of the Prosper Connector podcast. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all your streaming platforms at Prosper BHAM. That's at Prosper BHAM. And while you're at it, visit our website at www.prosperbham.com. We'll see you next episode.